Here's why the fate of Ukraine matters to us and the free world. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Given the bitter results of America's long wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, many people are questioning, why should we get involved with Putin's invasion of Russian neighbor Ukraine? That country is not part of NATO. We're not legally obliged to defend it. Therefore, many people feel we should not get drawn in a substantive way. Unfortunately, what happens in Ukraine won't stay in Ukraine. It is part of a huge and ominous trend in the world. Beijing and Moscow despise democracy and want a new world order where authoritarianism, that is, ruled by dictatorship, is the norm and regarded as the wave of the future. Both believe the U.S. is in long-term decline economically and militarily. China's strongman Xi Jinping wants nations, not just in Asia, but in much of the rest of the world, to follow Beijing's lead politically and in terms of trade. Countries are expected to mute any domestic criticism of China. When Australia a while ago challenged China's versions of the origins of COVID-19, it was hit with retaliatory trade measures. The growing surveillance of individuals in China that high-tech enables on a constant basis portrays a dystopian future that would crush the human spirit. It would be a new dark age. Putin wants to undo Russia's defeat in the Cold War. Reassembling the former Soviet Union is a core goal. His speech Monday makes clear he doesn't think Ukraine and Belarus are legitimate nations. He has already turned Belarus into a virtual vassal state, independent in name only. He intends to do the same with Ukraine, but his ambitions don't stop there. He wants to reassert Russian control over formerly communist countries in Eastern and Central Europe. He wants to reincorporate Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia into Russia itself. Doing so would achieve another goal of his, to destroy NATO. U.S. security guarantees would thereby be obliterated. Putin envisions Western Europe following Moscow's lead and the U.S. being sidelined. Needless to say, Putin doesn't plan to promote Jeffersonian democracy at home or anywhere else. The world would become an increasingly unhappy, fearful place where political freedoms would shrivel, living standards would stagnate, and human creativity would be stunted. Ukraine is not a one-time crisis. It is part of a dangerous pattern. We're at a stage similar to the late 1940s, when the U.S. formulated the strategy that enabled Europe and Japan to recover quickly from the devastation of World War II, to put in place liberal democracies, and to be militarily secure. President Harry Truman's Secretary of State at the time, Dean Acheson, was one of the architects of this successful and benign new world. Acheson aptly called his memoirs "Present at the Creation." The profound question now is whether we can devise a similarly successful strategy to confront increasingly dangerous forces. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.